Hello, I'm Heather Meacham, and this is Desert Choice Schools workshop on differentiated instruction, specifically around center-based instruction for the K-5 model. Okay, what you're looking at next is a classroom. If you're a first-year teacher, you may have nightmares that this is going to be your classroom, or you may start your year and your classroom is like this. Believe me, we've all been there. However, this can be your classroom, I promise you. This is every teacher's dream. This model of center-based instruction is how you can achieve this type of classroom. So, what is differentiated instruction? These are our goals. We're going to look at some research briefly and how it is specific to the teachers and the students' needs. And then, how do we here at Desert Choice Schools implement differentiated instruction? We do have classes that are combined grade levels. So we have classes that have kindergarten through 4th grade in them. And we have classes that are 5th grade through 8th grade even, or 5th through 7th grade. So we have to take that into consideration as well. So we utilize center-based instruction to do that. Okay. What does the research tell us? This is procedures for instructing students on their level, okay? It is not one size fits all ever. It's giving them options in how to learn. It's challenging them socially and academically, okay? It's not one size fits all. Differentiated instruction allows all students to access the curriculum by providing entry points, learning tasks, and outcomes that are tailored to students' needs. We have to get away from the model where all students are at the same level, all students learn the same way, and I have this one piece of curriculum and they're all going to do the same thing. That model is not successful. It does not work. It does not meet their needs, okay? Specifically, differentiated instruction is aimed at offering multiple approaches. So we're looking at the multiple intelligences here. I'm talking, you can use them all. You can use the musical, you can use the kinesthetic, you can use the logical, you can use the auditory, you can use all of them, okay? Students are active learners, they're decision makers, they're problem solvers. They're not just passive recipients of information, sitting, listening to a lecture, listening to a teacher talk, blah, 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 the information at them and to them all day long. And they're supposed to just learn. That is not best practices, okay? It's a blend of teacher-led small group instruction. So maybe I have 3 or 4 or 5 students together, peers working together, learning, and then some individual instruction even. They're teaching themselves. Yes, that is part of it. Covering information takes a back seat to making meaning out of important ideas. I can't tell you how many teachers I've worked with where they just wanted to take the paper, the worksheet, put it in front of the kid, and if the kid produced work on the worksheet, they thought that was success. Okay? No, that is not the model here. So, best practices for direct instruction. To fully utilize the concepts of differentiated instruction, DCS classrooms implement instruction using center-based instruction. So let's get into that a little bit now. Centers allow teachers to responsively instruct and assist small groups of students. Okay, here at DCS, we only have a max of 12 students per class. So we're talking groups of 4 students in each group. So you have 3 groups, 4 students in each, okay? It's perfect. Centers allow students to learn student self-management, mutual assistance, cooperation, problem solving. These are all life skills too, okay? All life skills. Tasks at the independent centers are designed to ensure that all students will be successful, independent of the teacher's assistance. Students become so dependent on teacher instruction instead of learning to think for themselves, okay? Thinking for themselves. Love that. Okay, so how do we actually do this? And you're probably thinking this, oh my God, I need help. And it is. It's challenging, and it is a trial and error process, okay? So don't freak out. I promise you. How do we do this? Okay, number 1, we need to assess students, and we need to group them accordingly. I usually group them academically. So group them by where they range in academics. So you might have a high group, a medium group, and a low group. okay? Sometimes that changes based on behaviors of students, because sometimes certain students just can't work together. But my first aim is to group them by their academics. And I don't call them high, medium, low, obviously. We give them fun names like gorillas and chipmunks and hippos, okay? Or they pick their names or color names. So that's another fun game that we started out with. Okay, so we group them by their academic ability. We model this. Okay, I can't tell you how many times I've gone into classes to work with teachers on centers, okay? And they just throw their hands up and they go, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. I promise you, it just doesn't work. Okay, so we model it. We model it, practice it, model it, practice it, model it, practice. We give explicit instructions for each center so that the student can be independent. We don't just show them something like, okay, guys, here's the activity, and I put it on this table. We actually practice it with them. Okay, we practice all the centers with them. Students may need a way to check their work, an assessment tool, or record of completion. There are lots of ideas online for centers. I mean, especially, I've been doing this 25 years. When I first started doing this, there wasn't, but now, I mean, teachers have paid sites on there. They have free sites on there. They have centers already made for you. You can just print them off. It's phenomenal, okay? Any type of area, reading, writing, math specifically, but they also have social studies and science centers. So there is so much out there. You can actually get overwhelmed with how much is out there, okay? So use your resources. Okay, so there's a couple examples that I want to show you. An open-ended activity is the same assignment, but the end product will differ based on each student's level. Here's the example. Ask your students in a reading group to draw a picture of the main character. Okay, you're going to have some good drawers, you're going to have some bad drawers. That's okay. Irrelevant. Afterwards, instruct them to write speech bubbles around the character describing what they might say. One of your students might be writing full sentences. One of them might just know a word. One of them might just know a letter. It's okay. One of them might not be able to write at all, and they're just drawing a picture, and that's okay. We're meeting them where they're at, okay? A tiered activity is where students are doing the same activity, but it's tiered according to their difficulty level, like a game of memory. So beginner students just try to match a letter with its sound. Advanced students can try and match a letter to a word. And then you do this with having different bags of cards at each level at that center. Here's a pro tip. To make differentiation invisible, these kids don't know it, you color code the bags for the 3 different levels. So the hippos are taking the red bag, and the gorillas are taking the blue bag. Okay, so it's just, they don't know. They have no idea. It's beautiful. There's also choice boards with the kids, which the kids love, and it's like a tic-tac-toe board. You pick 3 activities to complete, 1 from each row, to form a line. Okay, they love these. It's tailored to their needs, their learning style, their interest, and they love them. Example, math learning menu. Design math flashcards, measure 5 things in the room, write math facts in expanded form. Those are ideas of what would go on a math learning menu. Here are some visual examples. We got the math fish, love it, picking them up, math problems, solving them. And there's an independent center, super kids reading stories on the computer by themselves. This is all learning, guys. This is all learning. Here's for some upper grade students. Okay, draw a picture of a pumpkin, and then we got a money center. Choose one sale flyer from the stack using the coins and bills, model how much money would be needed. Okay, take a look at those for a second. Lesson plan ideas. I have a handout for you guys that you can look at later, and we are going to break out into breakout sessions in the next workshop. Okay, so we're going to get into this more later. All right, so in conclusion, differentiated instruction utilizing center-based instruction equals engaged students, meeting students where they are at academically, and providing stimulating and creative ways of learning, teaching content. Like I said, there's more to follow in the weeks to come because this was a very brief overview. Just wanted to get your wheels turning. All of you overachievers will probably get online and start looking up centers right away. All of you that are overwhelmed right now with teaching, don't worry about it. We will get to it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.